The PAP are marching us towards their planned 10 million population. The People's Voice political party says no to a 10 million population. I, Siva, say no to a 10 million population too. What about you, my fellow Singaporeans? Do you want to live in a Singapore with 10 million other people? We include the new citizens. People's Voice will protect the interests of all citizens, old and new. The new citizens too are actually the victims of the PAP's economic. Singaporeans and new citizens alike are overlooked and discarded in the hands of the PAP. The PAP have never had a national discussion on us on whether we are able or not to increasing our population dramatically via immigration. The People's Voice is committed to a more direct democracy via national discussions, referendums, and opinion polls. My name is Sivakumaran Chalapa. I'm a mathematics teacher in the private sector and a member of the People's Voice. And in this short video, I will start a discussion on one of People's Voice main manifesto points, which is no to a 10 million population. In the few years before the end of the last century, I was on a job search. Hence, I couldn't help noticing a fast changing landscape in Singapore. Then too, there was an ongoing TV advertisement and public announcements like things are going to be done differently. I had failed to see that it was very likely a euphemism for an oncoming population boom in the name of globalization. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the scourge of the population hike that we have already witnessed. As we now know and had realized in hindsight, back then, I, just like the rest of Singapore, was unaware that the PAP were about to set on a journey to increase our current population of then about 4 million to a future 6.9 million and ultimately 10 million via immigration, all crowded together on our tiny island, which is already the third most densely populated country in the world. The PAP have never been short of counterintuitive and contradictory statements. It has long been propagated that Singapore is land scarce and we need to optimize the land use by charging some notional market rate for its use even for the most basic of the needs, public housing. How about 10 million population target would be reconciled with that constraint is still very much a puzzle to me. Similarly, we have the COE system because they say land is scarce. Singapore is so tiny, we couldn't possibly have so many cars on the road. Think of the traffic, think of the pollution. We were persuaded. We have to keep in mind our geographical factors, and thus we were told we need a system like a COE to allocate the limited land space, road space for individuals. And yet the PAP does not use the same argument when their rapid economic plan of increasing the population is concerned. To me, that is puzzling. As it now appears to us all, they already had a grand plan around the year 2000 to increase the population to 6.9 million. Why? The internet craze at that time had reached a point where in around the year 2000 had shown them that economic factors of production could easily be sourced from all over the world. Their movement was only restricted by national borders. The removal of such impediments suddenly must have seemed an obvious route to immense profits. In the case of Singapore, manpower was such a factor of production. If only the local manpower would not object to their interests being compromised. Naturally, a most unrealistic proposition. Was there any transparency or even the intention to be? No, not even a semblance of it. In my view, here we are, 20 years hence. What do we have now? We have close to 6 million people living in Singapore today. You will all know that what it feels like as you go to work, either on the MRT, public transport, or driving your own personal vehicle. You would be stuck in some expressway. Now, you will know how high the population is as you try to access your first HDB, or you try to enroll your child in a school, or maybe just buying some snacks on a Sunday morning. Now, one need not be a mathematician to see the numbers simply does not add up. It is not rocket science to see how the PAP population growth targets do not add up. Of course, to the PAP, the population is just a number, a figure, some digits to be crunched, manipulated, and to show an increase in GDP, and there they are justified. They have forgotten the first social contract that comes with being appointed as a government is to provide for the citizens, the broad spectrum of the citizens, not to a select upper echelon. Take care of the entire group of citizens first. Now, when we say citizens, we include the new citizens. People's Voice will protect the interests of all citizens, old and new. The new citizens too are actually the victims of the PAP's economic policies. We can see that when a new citizen comes over from a foreign country to Singapore, he takes on a job, even though it displaces a local citizen, he has come here and taken on a job, and that you never know. It could all be undergoing an auction somewhere to be given to the lowest bidder. Those families that have moved their entire lives to come and live and work in our country, their children and in our school, could be from countries like India, China, or the Philippines. Livelihoods are at great risk for the old as well as the new citizens who have come in search of a better livelihood. Decent wages are not provided, jobs are not protected. That job in Singapore, which the new citizen was so delighted, could well be an illusion which caused him to move from another country. That job could be built on sand. There is no security, there is no protection. There will be another foreigner who will do the same job for much cheaper. So ultimately, where does a citizen should place himself in the global market for employment? On a pile of retrenched workers, the PAP will tell you there is need to upskill, retrain, innovate, and many other terminologies. All these simply kicking the can down the road. Won't you agree? Singaporeans and new citizens alike are overlooked and discarded in the hands of the PAP. Their 10 million population target always present. Those of us fortunate enough not to have our employment affected are being affected by other factors. Employment is not the only thing in life. After employment, after many, many years of employment perhaps, even if you want to retire, there is something called the finer aspects of life. Didn't we have one of our ministers saying perhaps we could send our retirees to another neighboring country for their retirement years? Now, very clearly, the quality of life diminishes as the population increases. The PAP prioritizes the land use mostly for economic purposes and less for other finer aspects of life. We simply do not have the space to ensure all demographics have a quality of life. Our elderly do not have the luxury of retiring into a countryside. That's already a given. Why compromise their livelihoods further? Why compromise their life further? Our young families do not have the option of moving into sprawling suburbs with more spaces to raise growing children. We are not like other countries in that aspect. We do not have a large hinterland. We must take care of all our society members, providing environment that promote the well-being of all, not just a selected few. This cannot take place in a tiny country overcrowded with people that were brought in to create an artificial megacity. Globalization works best when it is organic and natural. Look at your own children, your grandchildren. They are already well informed through all the connectivity provided by the modern day social media. They certainly are globalized than what we would imagine them to be. There is no need for further forced globalization being imposed on them. They are comfortable with a wider range at their fingertips. This is organic. This is harmonious. We would do well as a nation to adopt a similarly harmonious and organic journey rather than forcing globalization and imposing the requirements on the future generation. The PAP has thrust their version of globalization down our throats, rapid, forced, and disempowering many of the citizens. Many have lost their jobs, their income, and subsequently their lifestyles. These things we can measure, but there are some things that cannot be measured. For example, mental well being. How about those who have, due to various reasons of economic measures taken by the PAP, had resorted to addictions, divorce, even suicides? Human conditions that can fester and grow when livelihoods and hope is snatched away. Only those affected will know. Those not affected will only make them part of the statistics. People Voice vehemently opposes the PAP's grand plan for 10 million. Not only the 10 million, we also opposes the 6.9 million. We propose to do better for our current citizens. We propose that we do not focus on the quantity, the numbers of individuals working in this country, but improving the quality. In other words, we have to look at how the quality of life of the citizens should be improved. Protect Singaporean jobs. Incentivize Singapore graduate employment. The employers should look for Singaporeans to employ with the appropriate skills, not just pass them away as unemployable for various reasons. The Singapore government should focus on nurturing the smaller businesses, SMEs, to perform better in the employment industry, to provide jobs, startup incubators, and most important of all, a living wage shall be introduced. Create an innovation landscape where entrepreneurs are encouraged to provide a vibrant economy. There should be a strategic balance where globalization is balanced with nationhood. Thankfully, we are not yet at a PAP's 10 million population. It is fortunate that we are at this stage and we could take control of the situation and could tell the government this is not the way to go. There is time to turn the PAP's plans for an ever more immigration around. The time to do that is now. People's Voice say no to a 10 million population. If you do agree with us, then please join us and get involved. My name is Siva. Thank you for watching. Please keep the discussion alive, sharing, commenting, and liking this video. Thank you.